Welcome to Africa Media Australia. I'm Claude Sharadi. Today we're talking about community dialogues and conversation. When you live in a community, there may be issues, but there is power when people come together and decide to have a conversation, and a lot of things usually come out of that. So to talk about the importance of community dialogue, I've got with me this gentleman today by the name of Bode Muse. Bode, how are you today?
Yeah, I'm good. Thanks, Clyde. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming to Africa Media Australia. Now, you've started a project called Cultural Hive. Tell us a little bit more about that.
So, Culture Hive is an open forum for community conversations, especially on issues that, social issues, moral issues that divides the community.
All right. What led you to start this project?
Well, I live in Point Cook, and there was a post a couple of months ago about the post was from a dad that was reporting his child getting attacked by a group of 8 youth, teenagers. And, I was really appalled when I saw the post. I was like, this is crazy. I can't imagine what's going through the dad's mind, having your kids attacked by 8 people. And, while reading down the comments, I saw a few things coming up. And I just felt like, the comments were coming from a place of lack of understanding, because it shifted away from the original post of the dad to something more, really unreasonable. Yeah. But yeah, I wouldn't blame them. I wouldn't blame anyone for that kind of post, because, you would feel the same if you felt threatened about something. Yeah.
All right. So that led you to think of organizing something to bring people together and have a conversation?
Yeah, so I after I saw the post, and I made a proposal to the community, like, look, let's all get together. It's going out of hand. Let's get together, let's talk. Because I understand the power of conversations, first-hand conversations. What text on the internet or media can get misinterpreted, and I think it's best for us to talk. And people received it positively. The community was really happy about it, happy about the initiative. Several people reached out to me personally. Look, we want to be part of this. We want to help, and it was a very positive response.
So it took place in Point Cook somewhere.
Yeah. So the last event we had was on the 25th of August. Yeah. That was at Seasons 5 Hotel. Yeah. We had the presence of the Victorian Multicultural Commissioners. We had the council involved. We have CMY. We had elders from the Maori Council, Victoria Maori Wardens. We also had the Sudanese, community leaders as well. But the thing is, the attendance wasn't as much as we expected. Yeah. But I totally understand, because people wanted to know if it wasn't, if our proposal wasn't driven by political agenda.
Okay.
Elections are not far away.
I see. Yeah. Some people may think you're either doing something for Labour Party or
that's
Liberal,
correct.
Who knows?
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. Most people actually thought it was a Labour thing, okay. And that's not it at all, because we just there for the community. I have no political affiliations. Yeah. I feel issues like this has to be non-partisan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. All right, and then from there, things have developed, and you're organizing a second one.
Yes, yes. So from what we've done now, we're reaching out again to the community that, look, we are totally apolitical, and we may chat to a few people here and there in the community, probably politicians or leaders in various communities.
So we need to involve them.
Subject areas. Yeah, we need to involve them,
That's
but
right.
It's not leaning towards any particular agenda.
Endorsing anybody.
We're not endorsing anybody, right? So we're inviting the community to be there, because our topic this time around is on parental and societal factors that leads to juvenile delinquency. Yeah. Youth crime is a big thing in our community here in Melbourne, and we need to talk about it. Yeah. We need to have people from different ethnicities in the community coming together to have conversations. It might be hard, it might be difficult, but we need to have that conversation among ourselves.
So when is this second dialogue taking place?
So the second dialogue is on the 14th of October at Encore Event Center, 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. We have people from the community coming along, the Forum of Indian Australians coming along. We have Kate Matheson coming along. She's very young. She started the company while she was very young, before 21. It's $1 million company now. We want to be able to show examples of youth in the community doing something good. So the other youth could actually say, look, I can do this by myself too. Yeah. And we have Rachel Carlin Jenkins coming around as well. She's put some effort into, parenting, disability, youth, and stuff. So she has interesting perspective on that as well. So we want people from different spectrum, from different opinion, left or right. We want them to be there. Let's have that conversation. Let it be as diverse as possible, so we can, generate understanding.
What were some of the outcomes from the first event?
I'll say one of the outcomes that stood out for me was a young man by the name Saint Hill, just a community member who showed up at the event. And at the end of the conversation, I noticed he's drawn a mind map of all the conversation we had. Very comprehensive, detailed mind map. I was totally blown away. I was like, how did you do this? That was a very great one, because I was like, okay, this is good. This is something that can represent what we're talking about, and we can actually present this mind map to organizations to use. So I spoke to him after the event, and lucky for us, he decided to be part of the team, volunteer, which is a great thing. Absolutely. And that's what we want to see, more community members volunteering to be part of this. Let's shape this idea. Let us, develop a platform where we can all have conversations.
And I understand this gentleman is from an Indian background.
He's from an Indian background, exactly. Right. And we never knew each other before, but he saw this was something that was interesting. This was something that was, positively contributing to the community, and decided to be a part of it. So, but one thing again, I want us as a community, especially the African Australian community, to understand is, if you were a victim of crime, well, there's not going to be any rational or reasonable response from you in that situation. One, you feel insecure. You feel anxious, you will say a whole lot of stuff, right? So, and I think, instead of us blaming people and, name calling us, let's have an open forum to have honest conversations. Yeah. People are afraid, people are scared. We're not scary. Yeah. A few people might be scary, but we need to have that conversation to let people talk.
I totally agree. Obviously, we do need to have a conversation, hard conversations within our own communities as Africans, and reach out to other communities to say, hey, let's be part of something that can help all of us, because it's all about community cohesion and harmony. But certainly within African community, there's the need for that conversation. It looks to me that not enough is being done to attend to the antisocial behavior. Is that your feeling as well?
Well, I would say that's my feeling, unfortunately. But the thing is, I'm not trying to, be an apologist for the African, Australian community. But the thing is, we need to talk more. We need to unite. We need to open up. We don't need to just have closed door conversations among African Australians alone. We need to involve other people from the community to be part of what we're doing, so that they can see that we're actually working. We're actually doing things. We're not just arguing within ourselves. We're actually involving people. Let them see, let there be more visibility into what the African Australian community is doing to address juvenile delinquency.
On practical terms, what would be some of the things you would suggest that the community should do beyond the conversation to address this?
Unfortunately, someone told me that among those offending teenagers, some of them feel it's cool to be in and out of jail. Like if you go to jail, you come out of jail, you're cool. You become tough.
They get that gang identity type of thing.
Yeah, exactly. You get that fear, that respect. You earn a star for being gangster. So I'm like, it's not working. The jail thing is not working. We need to create better programs, that we can use to, rehabilitate some of these young people who are serial offenders. Yeah. We need to do something constructive, positive, something more non-partisan approach towards dealing with youth crime. I don't have all the ideas, but I know that if we throw it out there to the community, we all sit down, we can work something out.
Yes, sure, there's a lot more work that needs to be done, and no one has all the answers, but certainly you're doing something, and something needs to be done, so I guess you need to be congratulated for that. Just take maybe a few seconds and tell the people out there about this next event coming and what you want them to do.
So, I would like to invite everyone, regardless of your background, regardless of your views, to join us in the conversation on the 14th of October, 5 p.m. to 7 p.m., where we're talking about parental and societal factors that leads to juvenile delinquency. We don't all have the answers. You don't have to be an expert in the conversation, but coming up, showing up, opening up, discussing, sharing ideas is the best way for us to go to build social cohesion. No one has the whole ideas. We can always learn one or two things from ourselves. And what are we looking to achieve at the end of the day? We're looking to, collect all the information of what we've discussed in the dialogue, and frame that into a solution that probably might be useful for the Victorian Police, the Windham Council, or any organization or any party or politician that is able to action something practical on what we've discussed. So I would like people to to be comfortable enough to be there. It's a safe atmosphere regardless of your views, and we don't represent any political party. It's non-partisan. We are political, but we have to work with as many and diverse people for us to make progress.
All right. Well, thank you very much for that. Yes, certainly you've said it all. So I will encourage everyone to, if you live in the Windham area or even beyond, you have time on the 14th of October. Please come, be part of the conversation. There's power in the conversation, and big things grow from small things. Conversation can get a lot of things happening. So all the details will be on the screen. And I want to thank you. Thanks for coming to our studio. And we hope to see you again for more conversations.
Yeah, thanks, Clyde. Thanks for having me.
No worries. Until next time, keep watching Africa Media Australia.